Camera's rolling. Yeah. You can do whatever. No. I turned it on a couple minutes before, just give it a buffer to so I can cut out and fade into the actual episode.
So I'm gonna have a little like show beer counter back here. How many beers are consumed in one show?
Are you saying show beer counter or show beer counter? Like counter, like this is a countertop, or counter like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
How many did I have?
So you have to be specific.
I know. I just love those dual meaning words.
Are they spelled the same?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah, they are. I don't know. You know, it's kind of like commas. Like,
where do you put them?
Yeah, it's like time to eat, comma, grandpa, or it's time to eat, grandpa.
Right. Yeah. Commas are very important. All right. Now I gotta change the time. Here we go.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your hosts, Travis Holmes and Shayne McManus.
Shayne!
Travis!
How are you?
Oh, me so horny.
You look like it.
Well, I'm a man.
Yes. So
we stay that way?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that debate whether a man is a man or a woman is a man or anything like that. Did you know in the LGBT community, there is...
You better get that right, Aretha. It's RESPECT.
Right. If you're a what is it when I like to dress up like a woman? What do they call me when I like to dress up like
drag queen?
Well, I mean, but there's a certain word for it. You're not transgender because I'm not switching any body parts.
You're talking about you're talking about what Bruce Jenner was before he actually went under the knife.
Right. But there's if you're a man dressed as a woman and you refuse to have sex with a man, they think that you are a sexist because you only have sex with women. Did you follow that flow chart?
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, no matter who you are and what you are, whether you're a man that's a man that thinks it's a girl and all that stuff, other people will judge you based on who you would rather have sex with, which is sad.
Not based off of what you're wearing
or what you are or what you feel like. You know, I feel like I'm a stapler. All right, we'll go fucking staple a paper.
Look, do what you want to do. Just don't bring it to my house and tell me I got to do it too.
Right. So here's the thing, Shayne. A year ago in February, my mom passed away. Mm-hmm. And my dad has moved in with me, and I'll get into the details of what's going on with him, and can't figure out how to make coffee on a simple coffee maker. But, you know, in the process of my mom, who passed away, she had, type 15 diabetes. She would eat a whole box of Snickers bars or something like that. And then she had the pump and click her little pump thing, go, dee. Okay, now I'm cured. I'm fine. I ate all this sugar, and then I have the little insulin pump on my waist, and I can just counterset. She didn't take care of herself. So unfortunately, she passed away in the middle of the night. But in the process, she's been dealing with this for the last 3 or 4 years. Now, you have a child at home that receives 24-hour care at your location. So my mom kind of was the same way. My dad had to take care of her, take her to and from the hospital and her clinics and her dialysis. And, the ball just keeps rolling down the hill. Well, when she passed away, I had to go in there and kind of clean out all her cabinets. And in her cabinets had just stacks and stacks of pills that it was on a automatic refill, and she's got all these pill bottles. Now, nothing that's of quote unquote value, like street value or anything like that. Most of it was like inflammatory, and water pills and all these other things that they gave her to help her with her dialysis. But Shayne, I found this, and Amy and I, we're trying to read up on it, and it's so taboo that the only thing I can find is what's on their website. It doesn't tell you what it does. It doesn't tell you, how to use it, and it just says it's a white and red box, and it's called True Leave. Are you familiar with True Leave?
Ooh, today's mystery med.
So
Ooh,
it's
never heard of that.
It's TRULIVE. And I'll put it on the camera here so you can see it. So
Sounds like True Leave. Is it like an ointment or something?
well, here, what do you see there? You see that on the camera?
True Leave.
And then what's this say? What's that say on the bottom?
Indica.
When have you heard that term indica used before? Have you? Obviously, you're not running with the right group of people.
Probably.
Maybe this right here, this word right here.
THC. Ooh, that's the cannabis. That's the wacky weed.
So I found this, and I'm gonna.
Your mom was a drug addict.
Well,
your mom was a pothead.
Now hold on. She was not only when she was pregnant with me. So
No.
I'm gonna open this up.
Explains a lot.
Yeah. So I'm gonna open this up, and this is what it is. It's like a I don't know what this kind of capsule is.
You know what that looks like to me?
What's that?
Just right off the bat, that looks like some sort of like the wax. So what yeah. That's a dab.
Is that what this is?
That's a dab. Yeah.
I want to take it.
Is that a pin?
It's kind of like it's not a syringe, like a needle. It's kind of like a medicine dropper type thing. I'm showing it here on the camera.
Yep, those are dabs.
I don't know what a dab is.
Well, I'm going to explain it to you.
Okay.
Or I can have Boy come on and he'll just
I'm sure.
educate you. So sorry. It's concentrated THC. So what they do is like take a bunch of marijuana leaves and plants or buds or whatever, and they boil it in water.
Okay.
And it leaches all of the good stuff out of it.
That's how they make hash too, I think.
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of the same thing, but it ends up being turned into like a concentrated liquid or a wax.
All right.
And you can smoke it, or that looks like the liquid form where they just put a little bit on a toothpick, and it's for pain. Like that's what a cancer patient would have.
And my mom didn't have cancer, but she had dialysis and her bad neuropathy in her feet. And, the whole, like I said, the ball rolls down the hill. So I found this in her medicine cabinet. And also they make another product. It's almost like a round, if you're watching this thing on the camera, it's almost like round like this, and it's in powder form. And is that what it is? Ash?
Hash. Hash.
Oh, hash.
H-A-S-H.
But my dad said one would make her relax. The other one made her hyper. And I'm thinking, well, when I was cleaning out all her closets, all the round, little containers were empty. And
that's the one she liked.
and this is the one that was still full.
Yeah.
And I guess this is the one that made her, and you can see that it's my mom's writing on there. It says meds. Or is that say? Yeah, it says meds.
Yeah. You know what we got to do, right?
I know, but I'm afraid I'm going to end up in a corner somewhere and freaking out, man.
Just a little toothpick. Just look, this is why you do it. You put a little bit on a toothpick and just a little bit on the tip of your tongue. Hold on a minute.
It's a 1 gram syringe is what this is. And who are you doing? What are you doing?
Spell it for me, because I want to look it up, make sure you're not going to kill yourself, but you're going to try this.
All right. I'm not doing it now. I'll do it this weekend, maybe.
Oh, why?
TRU. Here, I'll put it back up on the camera there for the people on YouTube watching this.
TRULI. Okay.
Instead of believe, it's true leave. How original. And it's indica.
TrueLeaf is a leading provider in medical and recreational cannabis and CBD products.
And this is
TrueLeaf is the brand they're the manufacturer.
Right. And this is indica, INDICA.
Okay.
And then underneath that it says True Clear. They got exhausting that word true all the time.
Well, here's what's trending. Why is TrueLeaf going down?
Oh God. I'm going to take it. I'm going to be dead.
No, it's their sales are just dropping. So anyway, they're out of Jacksonville, Florida, if you can appreciate that.
So I don't know.
You gotta try it. All it is concentrated THC.
All right.
So if you've ever smoked a joint, or if you ever participated, you'll know the feeling.
So here's the last time I ever smoked a joint. I was working in the nightclubs. As Shane, as you know, I worked in many nightclubs throughout the Orlando area. And I had a roommate because I was driving to and from Miami, Florida. I had a condo down there that I shared with a female friend of mine, a high school friend, just a mutual friend. She was getting married and all that stuff, so there was nothing really there. I just needed a place to stay. So we split the rent down there. I worked in Miami and then drove up here to Orlando where I was living. I have a house. Anyways, I'm digressing. I had a roommate that I needed at the property to kind of like mow the lawn and do all the stuff while I wasn't there for, 4 or 5 days at a time. So I came home one weekend. I'm like going, yeah, I got the weekend off. And he's like, hey man, you want to smoke a joint? And I was like, yeah, sure. No problem. Yeah. I said, it's not my thing. I kind of do the beer thing. That's my lane. Of course I had a couple beers and he's like, you get a little loose. Yeah, man, I'm cool. I'll do a joint. So the joint's going around between the three of us, me, him, and his girlfriend. He goes, after I take the first hit, he goes, by the way, we lace our marijuana with opium. And I go, what? As I'm exhaling, I'm like, what?
You're like reaching for the seatbelts.
That was it, man. I was like, oh God. I just was in my own little land.
Boy, just what 2 or 3 seconds. What a big difference. If he'd have told you that before you took a drag off of it.
Yeah, but that's the kind of people we were. All right, guys, stick around. We're going to take a short little break. We'll come right back.
Bad.
It is bad.
He should have told you that. He should have told you that before. He should have told you that right off the bat.
Well, that's the kind of, he was a jackass. His girlfriend smoked meth before meth was like real bad. You missed that whole conversation. You missed that whole conversation.
Back to the residual milk. I know.
I said he was the kind of person that would like go, hey man, anytime you want to beg my girlfriend, just let me know. I'm like, all right. And he's like, but thing is, I have to watch. And I'm like, that's weird.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Strip club.
How many times did you do her?
Strip club. Oh, his girlfriend was hideous.
Where's the video?
Well, she had a body of she had a nice little, she was like 5'3", little ballerina body, but her face was fucked up. Ugh. I'm like, oh, do I want to dip in that pool?
Probably from all that meth she was doing.
Yeah, she was kind of messed up. Ready?
Do it.
Shane, what do you think of my new beard that I got going on here?
I like it, Joey. It's really good.
Why do you say Joey?
You look like Joey Fatone. Please find a picture of Joey Fatone and put it up on side by side of your face. You look like Joey Fatone.
Do I? Like the young, handsome Joey Fatone, like when he first started in the boy band?
No, the middle-aged Joey Fatone, the now Joey Fatone.
Where he's got his own hot dog stands and stuff now?
Yes.
Yeah. He has his own hot dog stands.
I do. It's called Fatones. Or Fat One.
I take offense to that. But no, I mean, I appreciate the compliment because I find Joey Fatone, he's from my hometown. I almost said home state, but still same thing. I went to Oak Ridge High School. He went to Dr. Phillips High School, but there was, I think, a 8-year difference between the two of us. I actually
Wait a minute. Are you Joey Fatone? I just didn't know it.
It might be. But the other day, well, actually for the last 3 to 4 weeks, this is full. I've trimmed it up nice and neat and stuff. I have, where I live, Shane. I live out in the middle of nowhere. So I see the same people at the Food Lion. I see the same people at the Walmart. It's the same, a catalog of the same 100 people all the time that I see because we're out in the middle of nowhere. For whatever reason, since I've grown this beard, now normally I'm a straight goatee guy, or I'm a straight clean shaven guy. But for whatever reason, I just got lazy and I just said, you know what, I'm just going to trim the beard and make it all nice and neat. I have got more women that have more neck injuries in the last 3 or 4 weeks than I have in, the last 3 or 4 years outside of my wife.
The young girls like the older guys.
No, these are women. I'm talking like soccer moms. I'm talking, volleyball moms. They're taking their kids, that type stuff. They're driving the big SUVs. And the only reason why I notice that because they're out in the parking lot and I see where they park. It's not that I'm watching them, but I mean, I will see them like literally like look at me, or when I go through the checkout line, the sour old puss lady that would always give me the stink eye because I'd buy 4 cases of beer on the way out. Now it's like, oh, hi, how are you? How are you? How are you? And I'm like going, I'm good. I'm the same guy, but now I look totally different to you or something. I don't get it. But I'm turning more heads left and right.
That's great.
So
I guarantee if you ask them, they're probably Joey Fatone fans.
no autographs. But no, I'm married. I'm happily.
No, you look distinguished. You look more distinguished with the beard.
Do you think so?
You look more professor-ish.
Do I do it? Is there an attraction there? Because Shane, you look like a construction worker with what you got going on there.
Well, I'm trying to get the goatee thing down. I mean, don't worry about what I got going on. We're talking about you now.
Well, I'm happily married and stuff, and everything's great with my wife.
You're projecting that older salt and pepper. You got the salt and pepper look going now. You're looking your age.
Am I a DILF?
They probably think that you have money.
Am I a DILF? Well, have you seen my truck, by the way?
DILF. Maybe you are a DILF.
Maybe I am.
That's a word you don't get to use very often in our age, is it?
No.
Oh, well, just keep going with what you got. I mean, does it make you feel better about yourself?
It does. You know what? It gives me a little bit of a boost. You know, at my age, you know, you're like, oh, nah. Midlife crisis. I was still waiting, like through my 40s. I was waiting for that midlife crisis, and I never really got it. And I mentioned about my truck, the truck that I have, you know, this $120,000 truck that we just bought. I'm like, oh, and you know, it's all the leather seats and all the other fancy stuff. And
they want to ride in the truck, is what it is.
Truck is slang for something else, but no, I'm fine.
Yeah. So, I mean, are you like so now I can just imagine when you're walking into these stores and, you know, these women are in there that are checking. So you like they suck the gut in a little bit more and the chest puffs out.
I walk with a little higher step now, and my eyes are darting around a little bit more to see who's looking at me, looking at them, looking at me.
So basically it's a Zoolander movie, right?
You know, I've never seen that movie, but yes, I can imagine what that movie's like. And then I go home and I drink, you know, a case of beer and I pass out in bed drunk, snoring and stuff.
Good for you. It sounds to me like they're looking for a sugar daddy.
My wife's
you're fitting the bill.
Yeah, my wife's like going, roll over, you're snoring. I'm like, all right, well, sorry, babe, sorry.
Do you snore? Do you seriously snore?
If I had too much to drink, I will snore a little bit.
Does your wife snore?
She snores right at the beginning.
Be honest.
She snores. Yeah, she snores right at the beginning of her going to sleep. Like, we'll be watching a movie or something in bed, and I will say, she's like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna roll over. Can you rub my back for a little bit?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. Rub my back, and I'll watch whatever I want." Literally, Shane, my hand will go down her back to her butt, and then I, you know, push on her butt and massage it and stuff because she sits in a chair all day, and then I'll massage up to her. By the time I get back up to her shoulders, she's out. And that's it. Now, it's an inhale snore, not an exhale snore. So there's a difference.
Well, my wife snores to the point of almost dying. So you've heard of a CPAP machine, right? You've probably seen the commercials on TV.
You know, and CPAP. The first time I saw CPAP spelt, I thought it was like some kind of national organization for a group of people.
Yeah, for people that snore.
Right. Because I was thinking it was like SEAPAQ something, whatever. But it's spelled literally, it's like, what is C? Is it an acronym? What does it stand for?
Continuous. Hold on a minute. Let me get this straight. Continuous positive airway pressure.
Still sounds made up.
CPAP. Continuous positive airway pressure.
And
that's what my wife does.
I was just going to say.
Sleep tech. Yeah, she's a sleep tech. But the thing about it is, you know, she gets all these people on CPAP, and apparently if you don't address your snoring, you're going to die.
Okay.
So it's that bad. And she's been wearing this machine for I don't know how long.
So she wears a CPAP machine.
She does. I mean, this is serious old people stuff right here. But there, you know, a lot of young people have sleep apnea too, but...
Is it sleep apnea, or we just can't train ourselves to turn our bodies off? Because, you know, I've taken...
No, I don't want to get into a sleep apnea discussion here because none of us are doctors, but there's two different types of sleep apnea.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. Well, one type is called obstructive, when all of your little airways collapse, and probably because you're drunk.
Uh-huh. Well, that's
the other one is central. It comes from the brain. So you have to have a sleep study to kind of figure out. Medications will help the central a little bit, but most of the time it's obstructive, where this machine has to shove this air down your throat all night.
But does it dry your throat out and dry your nose out? And
it does. It dries your throat, your nose, your ass. I mean, everything. This stuff, I mean, it will send pressure. It's like a high pressure hose from a mechanic shop. I've tried it. I have a little bit of sleep apnea, but this pressure is so high that it will blow your face off.
Now, is it constant pressure, or is it just like psst, psst, like pulses?
Continuous positive airway pressure.
Hence the term CPAP.
Yeah. Pay attention to that first word there.
All right.
But the bad part about it is, I mean, first of all, congratulations on being able to touch your wife at night. I get, she's going through menopause. She wears this stupid CPAP, and it makes for an enjoyable evening.
Now, how old, when you say menopause, how old is your wife? Or just 48. Give me, no, she's 48. See, 48. Amy,
it's early.
Yeah. Well, Amy is 40. She's 44, and she's been dealing with this for the last 2 years, going through menopause. And her mom, my wife, her mom got it early, like in her 30, like 38 and stuff. So this is hereditary. So
yeah, same thing with my wife. So her mom started early, but we're getting into all of this weird stuff here, and it just makes for some interesting. Even like I said, don't touch her.
Does she get hot? Does she get like hot flashes in the middle of the night?
Oh yeah,
really?
Yeah, and like if my toe just gets up against her or something, she's like doing the typical thing, just smacking at me and kneeing me in the gut and elbowing me. But what I really get the most entertainment out of with her is this CPAP machine. Because
is it connected to Alexa or something?
Bless her heart. Bless her heart. Well, okay. So the funny thing is she can't talk. So when, I'm sleeping next to Darth Vader is what I'm doing.
Shayne, I am your father.
And I want her, if she's going to talk to me, just take the mask off. But then when she takes the mask off to talk to me, it's
why?
It's because of the continuous.
Oh, I thought
positive.
that was her making the noise.
No.
It's the machine.
What happens is if you open your mouth, all the air escapes from your mouth. So she's laying over there, and
she's better off just texting you.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But what's so funny, she gets so pissed off is so we sleep with like ambient sounds. We have to have some kind of background sound going. So no, that's me. I provide that. But we play all of this through Alexa. It's like thunderstorm. We use thunderstorms.
Oh, I'd be peeing my bed all night if I heard thunderstorms.
So she gets so mad at Alexa that, we'll either me or her will tell Alexa, okay, play thunderstorm sound so we can go to sleep.
Now everyone's Alexa's going off.
Yes. Alexa, she gets so pissed off at Alexa because Alexa doesn't understand her. She can't understand her because she's trying to tell Alexa.
Alexa, play thunderstorms. And the thunder rolls and the lightning strikes. No, Alexa, play.
We get nothing because this is what Alexa hears. Alexa.
Is there a goblin in your room? Or no, she does this stupid thing. I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
She just doesn't even respond.
I'm sorry, I don't know that one.
Well, she's over there hot. I can't touch her. No, she'll sleep through a tornado, a earthquake, a hurricane, but you turn the fan off. What happened? What's going on? But this CPAP machine is ridiculous.
So do you have one on your side of the bed?
I tried it for a long time. I can't because it felt like it was going to make my face explode. But, she just, like I said, she gets so ticked off at Alexa because it can't understand what she's saying. And I'm like, take the damn mask off.
All right, guys, when we come back, I'm going to talk about my dad. He just can't figure out a coffee maker, simple coffee maker. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. You ready?
I'm ready.
Shayne, I hear a lot of birds in the background.
Well, is that a problem?
No, I'm just saying. I just hear a lot of birds in the background. They seem
peaceful and tranquil over here. I mean, that's how I relax.
Do you have a bird feeder or anything outside of your house?
Nope, just birds.
Just birds. It's just eat the bug and scrap that I give them.
I don't know what the hell they're doing here, but they're here.
But you live in a neighborhood though, so they're bouncing around and stuff. Not like us out here on the property. We have 20 some odd acres. I got to put bird feeder things out there so it attracts the birds to come to our neighborhood.
Y'all have like pterodactyls out there, don't you?
No. They're the little birds. They're all common birds. So as you know, my dad has moved in with us, and we were going to build him a little tiny house on the back side of the property, and he had a budget of $100,000, and just to frame the house out and do the electric and the septic tank and stuff. We were at like $95,000, and that's not even finishing the house. So my dad said, you know what? He's like, I'd rather this money go to you once I pass away, which is fine. He's got a lot of it, but his for the house, he's like, I don't want to spend any more than $100,000. I'm like, all right, well, Dad, guess what? You're gonna live in the west side of the house. We've got our floor plans split up, 2 bedrooms on one side, 2.5 bedrooms on the other side, and the main kitchen common area. So my dad gets up 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, like old people do. I mean, older people do. And he makes coffee, and he was making coffee. We had a Keurig, the one pot thing. And, when you got a house of coffee drinkers, the one at a time is just not going to do it, man. Just not going to do it. So we bought something called a Flex Brew, where on one side, it's the all-in-one unit.
Oh yeah, I love those things.
It's one side's got where you can put the pod in it, and the other side has an actual glass carafe on the other side.
Gotcha. I
said, all right, Dad, if you want to make coffee, scoop of this, fill the carafe up with water up to the 10 or 12 or how many cups you're going to do, pour it in the reservoir. The one that's got the pod part has its own special reservoir. And then, this is how you do the single, and this is how you do the carafe. It bounces in between the two. He's like, all right, no problem. First time he does it, he made it like, he put like 3, almost a full cup of grinds into the coffee filter. I took a sip, and I was like going, hey, can I do anything for you? I had a headache, and my heart was racing out my chest. I'm like going, Dad, how much did you put in? He goes, 1 scoop. And the 2 scoops that I showed him, the one that I showed him, the one that he grabbed, look almost identical outside of the shape, I said, Dad, it's one of these. He's like, okay, I'll do that. He's 76 years old. So the other day I come out there, and the whole countertop is just soaking wet underneath this coffee maker. And I'm like, and it's right next to the sink. I'm like, Dad, what's going on out here? Why is this countertop wet? Well, I forgot to put the coffee cup under the single one and hit go, and it just poured out all over the countertop. I said, all right, Dad. So I'm helping him clean that up and get that all up and going. And then it doesn't work. Then this doesn't work. And the coffee thing's not making coffee anymore. I'm like, Dad, what did you do? He's just hitting buttons and trying to move cups and coffees from left to right. And I'm like, so I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, Dad, do me a favor. He's trying to participate in the family stuff. He's trying to earn his side of, we don't charge him anything to live here. He just pays for his cable bill.
Want to earn his keep.
Yeah, exactly. So come out again, sure enough, water all over the countertop. I'm like, Dad, what is going on here? Oh, I don't know. I just don't think I can make coffee. I'm like, well, okay, you're not making coffee anymore. So this has been going on for last week. So I put like a towel underneath the coffee maker, put the coffee maker on top of it. It's dry towel. Next morning, I go out there to get coffee, towel soaking wet. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Am I going to have to put this guy down if he can't make coffee? What am I going to do? And I feel bad now. I'm like, Dad, if you don't do this water's going to creep between the countertop and the wall, and it's going to go down and it's going to ruin my cabinets. I'm going to have to rip this wall out. Mold, black mold. We're all going to die a death of 1,000 mold spores. And I feel bad. I feel bad because.
Well, first of all, let me tell you how to handle this.
Okay, tell me.
First of all, you need to take the hook out of your mouth because you just bit that hook, line, and sinker.
Why is that? He didn't want to make coffee anymore.
He doesn't want. He wants you to make it. They're like millennials. They operate the same way. Well, if I just screw this up, then somebody else will do it for me.
Yeah, and not that he's, because you were talking about on the first episode, you were talking
for it, so you fell for it, so he's smarter than you.
You were talking about him being selfish, or people of that age, the baby boomer age, because he's a baby boomer, he's 76 years old, that he's selfish, or those type of people are selfish. And I'm like, well, all right, so how do I fix this? The other day, I went out to, so we have a side-by-side here on the property. To go out to get the mail, for me to walk down there to get the mail is no big deal. He can walk. He doesn't want to walk. He can walk down to the
I want you to walk for him. Carry me out there, Travis.
He gets on the side-by-side. Now, this is just a basic farm side-by-side. I think we paid like $12,000 cash for it. It's a Polaris. It runs good. It's got four-wheel drive. It's got all the bells and whistles on it. But it's a farm vehicle. He'll start it up, back it out of the garage, drive down there, turn it off, get the mail, come back in it, start it back up, cold engine, start it back up, drive it back up to the house, turn it off again. I'm like, Dad, if you're going to run this thing, first of all, keep it running, because the cold engine, you're not doing it good. Then it ran out of gas the other day, or not running out of gas. It was getting low on gas. He's tapping it on the top of it. He goes, almost out of gas on this thing. And I'm like going, what should we do? And he's like going, you might need to get some more gas for this thing. And I'm like going, you drive this thing around twice in one day. I might drive it around once a week. I got to pay for gas. And then here's the thing. On that note, we're starting to mow lawns now here in North Carolina. You can start mowing your lawn. I got a nice zero-turn lawnmower. It needed gas, and I've got three 5-gallon tanks. I'm like, Dad, hey, I'm going to run up to the store, grab some beer, and fill up the tanks with gas. Do you want to go with me? Yeah, I'll go with you. Get out of the house. I'm like, all right, cool. He's going to see how much it costs for me to put gas in these tanks, and how much it costs for me to put fill these things up. Go inside.
Don't care.
Don't care. Not one bit. Not one bit. Here, I'll help you take the spigots off. He's pulling the spigots off. He's setting them out on the ground, and I'm starting to fill them. And I'm just watching that price go up, and then I put them all back in there, and he's like,
Well, the problem is you don't have kids, so you can't compare. You can't compare their generation.
Excuse me.
To,
hey, keep it down up there.
Home from school.
Keep it down up there.
Yeah, you can't compare their generation to like millennials or younger because they act the exact same way. If they don't want to do something, they will just screw it up so you'll do it for them. And, my wife does the same thing. Well, can you make dinner tonight? Well, sure. This is your recipe, but I'll make it. Well, you always make it taste so much better than I do.
Now that's actually the dinner part I agree with, because I can make a sandwich for myself, and if my wife makes me a sandwich, it always tastes better when she makes it. There is science has been proven that as you're making your own meal, your body loses interest in the actual meal that you're making, believe it or not.
Or it's all of those extra chemicals she's putting in your sandwich for you.
One of the two, I don't know. But
that arsenic really sets this thing off.
I'm so sleepy.
It's good. Why does this sandwich taste like almonds? You've heard that one.
Yeah,
right?
You're the lucky 1/3 that can smell arsenic. But I mean, that's what I'm dealing with my dad. And what do you do? And then he
can't do anything. You know what you have to do? You just have to let him do what he's going to do. But here's the thing. Parents or baby boomers are like animals. Let's see how long he can go without coffee.
Well,
I bet you after 3 or 4 days, he's going to make the perfect cup of coffee.
Yeah, but
he's not going to screw it up.
My wife, she'll drink big, the big cup, big 20-ounce cup. I'm going to show it on the camera here. Big 20-ounce cup, and I drink the 24-ounce cup, and I'll fill that up maybe once after that. So it's not like we're punishing him because coffee still needs to be made, and I need my coffee. I need my coffee. I need my THC, my True Leave, my True Believe, or whatever it's called, and I need my coffee. And I still want chicks to look at me.
Well, thank God he doesn't make your beer, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Get him into beer brewing. That'll be great.
No, he can barely get around the house. All right, we're going to take a short little break. We'll be right back.
Look,
The hell did you do?
before you say anything, this is a full-blown medical emergency.
What'd you do?
I got a nosebleed.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst thing you could do.
It's got to be done.
Shane, what are you doing?
I am trying to stop the bleeding, Travis. I don't want to die on air, okay?
What are you
I
doing?
want to have a hemorrhage.
Why are you bleeding?
It's my nose is. It's dry air. It's dry air. It's old people stuff. I got it under control. This happens all the time. All right, let's do it.
Now, when you say happens all the time, happens like every day, every other day?
All the time.
Oh, by the way, we're on the air.
No.
We're on the air, by the way.
It's dry air. It's not blood pressure. It's not cocaine.
Well, no, that's what I was going to say. High blood pressure, you get nosebleeds, and that whole vape thing that you're doing right now.
I know. This helps to dry it up.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's allergies. It's dry air.
Keep telling yourself that, Shane. You got to get healthier. You got to get better. What's your countertop back there? Your beer counter. How many you got going on?
That's only 3.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, babies drink that much.
Irish babies.
Golly, well, I am Irish.
I literally used to get nosebleeds every winter. But that's when I used to drink the most.
Well, but it's winter still.
Kinda.
So that answers a lot of the question.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie gets them all the time, but she's got some kind of weird little thing going on with like blood vessels in there that they'll have to go cauterize. That smells great when they throw the heat to that.
Can she smell outside of that once it's done, or he just smells like burnt hair or something?
It just smells like burnt flesh.
Are you trying to get better with your health? If it's high blood pressure, are you on high blood pressure medicine? Let's start there.
I don't have high blood pressure.
You do have high blood pressure.
I don't think. No, I don't.
Okay.
No, it's good. It's good.
It's good. It's good. It's good, Doc. It's good. It's good. I'm fine. No, really, I'm fine. I have headaches. I got a nosebleed. I can't sit straight. I'm fidgeting all the time, but I'm good. It's the dry air. It's the cold. It's the changing of the weather. I'm fine, Doc. No, I'm fine. No, I'm fine.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to justify it somehow. But no, I mean, I'm trying to get healthier. It's not working, but I'm trying.
How are you trying to get healthier?
So I want to eat healthier. My wife and I are both trying to eat healthier. It's not working out.
Now, when you say healthy, what is do you eat like fast food all the time? Let's start there.
It's a calorie thing. So we just try to count calories. But once the beer gets involved, then all of the calorie counting goes out the window.
No, you can still do beer. You just have to go, okay, each beer, just round it up. It's 100 calories. So what's your goal for the day? Is it 2,400 calories? Is it 2,000 calories? I mean, you're a tall guy. What are you, 6'4"?
Yeah, well, that's the problem. I mean, it's like if I want to lose weight, I got to go down to like 1,200 calories.
No,
that's
Shane,
crazy.
you're talking about babies. You're talking about babies. That's how much a baby eats in a day.
I understand that, but that's the only way I'm going to lose weight.
No, Shane, come on.
I have the metabolism of Jabba the Hutt. It just doesn't work.
Ichibako Uwacha. Solo.
So once I start on the beer,
that's a huge.
I've switched to 95 calories, Busch Light.
I know. Thank you for joining the club. Welcome to this side of the Riviera, the redneck Riviera.
I'm still looking for that peach flavored Busch.
Aren't we all, Shane?
We can find that.
Aren't we all?
But it's like, so Stephanie's like, okay, we're gonna eat healthy. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that.
Again, back what I'm saying. What do you consider eating healthy now? Because you live. You live in a city. You live in a city. We don't live in a city, so we don't have fast food. But every meal that we make, every meal that we eat, we actually eat.
Yeah, you got. So what you're doing out there is just cutting your portions down. You live out in the country, so like instead of eating 3 squirrels a day, you take it down to 1.
Right.
So what we have to do is, her idea is, we'll get lean cuisines and Weight Watchers meals and all that stuff. And, then you're eating like a bird. Then you look at the sodium content, all that stuff. And
no wonder your nose is bleeding.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I don't eat it. It's like the freezer down there is full of this stuff. Here's the funny part. She goes and, she buys groceries online. I go pick them up and I'm coming home with 14,000 bags of Weight Watchers meals.
Those are the worst things you can buy unless you're on an actual program through Weight Watchers.
Well, and because her philosophy is, okay, it says on the box 380 calories, so it's easier to calculate. So I'm throwing all these Weight Watchers meals up in the freezer, and then I'm like, all right, babe, what do you want to have for dinner tonight? Which meal, And she goes,
Domino's.
I'm not in the mood.
I'll start tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll start tomorrow. So it never happens. And then we end up with enough Weight Watchers meals to, feed the homeless for 10 years.
Are you familiar with Factor meals? Factor, Factor?
I've not heard of those.
So you've seen like Blue Apron, HelloFresh, all those other things, where they actually send you
is it like the home delivery kind of stuff?
It is. But okay. These are they're made for the people that are trying to be keto or low carb. So the meals are, that's what Amy eats because she works so late at night. It's nothing for her to, make eat pasta and, a sandwich or something like that at 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And she eats a whole lot of carbs too late at night. So she's been doing this for a long time and she's maintained a pretty good weight for herself. She'll make these Factor meals and they're the same size as a lean cuisine or your Weight Watchers, if not a little bit bigger. And they are made with real food. Like the chicken, when you cut the chicken, it doesn't look like a friggin' sponge. It's actually fibrous. Like you can peel the chicken apart. Any kind of steak or any kind of meat in there is actual real good meat. Here's the drawback though. For that's
how you know the chicken's real, if it's fibrous.
But the thing is, she gets a delivery once a week. She gets 8 of them once a week. And I think it's $110 for those 8 meals. So you can do the math on that, but still.
Not bad.
The thing is, I said, babe, you can do it all day long. Order them as much as you want. If it helps you eat better at night, and it takes at least $75 off of our grocery bill. That was the trade-off.
Yeah.
And it did because, I was making.
Or that's $75 more worth of beer that I can buy.
Duh.
I know what you're up to, buddy.
So, but I mean, that's what she does. And
yeah. Well, what do you do? Do you eat those meals too? Or you do
no, I know how, see, I don't want to say she was not raised how to eat properly because her dad was a chef and he had an Italian restaurant and she was brought up around this whole entire, because she is Italian. she was brought up in this whole environment atmosphere of making all the stuff, the pasta linguine and the, whatever this. I got to make tonight. I'm making homemade chicken Alfredo for her. It's probably not going to be to, her standard, but I'm still making it. And as a kid, she was always in the back room of the restaurant before school, after school, helping dad make
glasses of butter.
Exactly. So she was never really trained how to eat. And then, she tried the Weight Watchers, and they teach you about points and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, and you ask about me, getting back to me, I was always trained to eat, try to get as many carbs as I can before 4 o'clock. And then after that, just straight protein after that, whether it be,
Well, the most success that I've had is calorie counting. I mean, you can eat whatever your daily calorie count is, whatever you determine that to be. And there's plenty of apps out there that'll tell you how to do that. Mm-hmm. You can eat, let's just say 1,500 calories a day is your goal. You can eat 1,500 calories worth of Twinkies, or you can eat 1,500 calories worth of healthy food. It's going to be the same thing. If you're eating the Twinkies, you're just not going to get as much. I promise you.
It's not, because your body processes these things a lot different. You're telling me
You've bought into the lie, Travis. You have bought into that lie. I'm telling you.
You're telling me if I eat 1,500 calories of red meat and I eat 1,500 calories of Twinkies. Now, the portions are going to be way off because I'm going to have probably 8 slabs of steaks here and probably 4 Twinkies on this side. You're telling me my body's going to process all that quote unquote processed sugars and all that stuff the same way that it would process this grass-fed beef and stuff? No, there's no way.
I will bet you whatever amount of money you want to, because I've lived it. I've seen it. And I guarantee you your cholesterol will go down. All of your numbers will go down. Your good cholesterol will go up. Your bad will go down. It's not about what you're actually eating. It's the amount. But what ends up happening is you get tired of being hungry, only eating the 2 Twinkies, and you're going, well, I can eat these 15 steaks, or I can eat these 2 Twinkies. So what happens is your mind goes, well, I'm going to go over here and eat what's going to make me full. But if you can tolerate just eating the 2 Twinkies, yes, you will lose weight. I mean, have you seen Naked and Afraid?
No, I don't watch.
They don't eat anything out there, and they lose weight.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not watching those type shows.
Just try it 1 week.
The show or the diet?
Well, yeah, you can try either one. I don't care. I'll send you out there with a pack of Twinkies.
I'll get better results just watching the show.
Yeah. But you got to trust me on that. It's the same thing. If you don't believe me, try it.
All right. Well, I'm not going to try it, but I'll take your word for it. All right. Anything else before I let you go back to filling up your tank over there?
No, I'm good. Are we at the end of the show already?
Yeah. I know, time flies.
No, I'm good. Everybody enjoys it. My big deal is I am going to make a big Twinkie casserole.
Don't go over 1,500 calories.
With a steak in the middle of it.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
No. Remember, I got to close the show out, and then I'll talk to you. Oh, excuse me.
Nice.